lot of people have horror stories about the bus. They get in a lot of crashes because they're student drivers.
So that's pretty common.
Oh, it's common. Like it happens at least a semester.
They're just like bumping curbs, or are they like straight up?
No, I think they're hitting cars. Like.
They say college is the best 4 years of your life, and where you live and who you live with is a big part of what makes it so great. I'm Laura. I talk with students across the country about their college living experiences, the good, the bad, and the memorable, so you can learn from them and truly make these your best 4. This episode is brought to you by The J, a brand new student community coming to Northgate fall 2027, just steps from Texas A&M. The J offers spacious floor plans ranging from studios to 6-bedroom apartments and luxury amenities, all rooted in Texan warmth and the spirit of Aggie land. Ditch your boots for some flip-flops as you enjoy the J's resort-style pool equipped with a jumbotron so you can root for the Aggies straight from the water. You can also work out in the state-of-the-art fitness center or lock in on the study floor when finals hit. The J will also have an in-house cafe, Daydreamer, so you can fuel up before your 8 a.m. Want your application fee waived? Use code BEST4. That's BESTFOUR. And today I'm here with Christina. Hi, Christina.
Hi.
So excited you're here.
I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah. So give a little bit of background. You're currently a student at A&M University, right?
Yes, I am a senior. I graduate in May at Texas A&M University. I am a psychology student, and I am from Boerne, Texas.
Okay, amazing. And both of your parents went to UT.
Yes.
Right?
Here we say TU, but yes, they both went to UT. My dad played football there, and I grew up. We had season tickets and all the things. So it's funny that I'm at College Station, at A&M, and all the things.
Yeah, so talk to me about how you ended up here.
Yeah, so just growing up, the culture definitely changed at UT. And so when I toured A&M, it was just such a big difference. And the involvement in the traditions and the community, it just felt like home. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to do something crazy. But it was the best step I could have taken.
How did your parents take it?
They've grown to love it. They look good in maroon now and all the things. But yeah, they're happy for me that I found my place.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about so you took a tour. Did you take an official tour out of high school?
Yes. So I actually toured in my sophomore year of high school because I have 2 older brothers, and that was just like the thing to do during spring break was to go tour school. We definitely did it earlier than most, but we did a whole freaking trip across the state. We went to Arkansas and Oklahoma and all the things. And so my parents were very much like, you got to see it and see what fits for you. And so, so.
And you said that it was was it the campus, the community? What really sold it for you?
I think just the traditions and the campus and the involvement. Like we call 2%ers here are people who don't get involved. And I love that idea because in high school, we were just I'm just a super involved person. I knew I wanted to be a leader, whatever that looked like. I knew I wanted to make a difference at A&M. And so that's what I loved about A&M is that every single student had their own little niche, and I just loved that. So,
yeah, that's great. So going into your freshman year, talk to me about how much you knew about housing.
Yeah, well, I knew nothing. Great question. But my roommate actually knew a lot more because her parents went to A&M. And so that was really nice because I was like, I know nothing. I don't even know what side of campuses there are. And
right.
So all the things, thankfully she had a lot more information on it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How did you find your roommate?
I found her through a friend of a friend. It was so funny because it was on one of those class of 2026 things where she found her roommate, and it was her roommate's best friend. And so it just ended up being we really vibed well. We DM'd each other on Instagram.
So your friend found a roommate, and then it's her friend. Why did you not want to originally live with
my best friend? Yeah, because I've heard horror stories of living with your friends, especially out of high school. I think you want to take that step of going outside your comfort zone, and it's good to be pushed. And also, it's just so nice to have an outlet that you don't live with. And so like I knew I was still going to be her friend, so I could come to her.
Yeah.
And
So you found a lot of information out from your new roommate.
Yes, we never even like called. Like we called like one time, but we just DM'd each other on Instagram and we were like, you're nice, you're cute.
Yeah.
Like it was such a big and bold step, and it ended up working out for the best. So
That's good, because I've heard like sometimes.
Oh yeah, I've heard horror stories. Like there's this thing called like Aggie Chicks Instagram, and they do like these horror stories of roommates, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I would hate that. Like it's so bad, and they do it every week, and it's like, I'm like, I cannot relate to that, and thank God I can't. So
Whole Instagram about it.
Yes, it's awful.
Well, I'm glad that it worked out.
Yes.
We'll get into your freshman year experience here in a sec, but talk to me about like the actual day that you had to find housing, because I heard it was really hectic.
Yes. So if I remember correctly, there's a time slot. And so basically everyone gets like, say 2:30 p.m., the housing opens up, and she knew she wanted to live on Northside. And just because it's a little bit closer to like Century Square and the restaurants and main campus, which like it is, but it's also like, so is living, like you're on campus, you're going to be on campus. So, but Northside was the place to be. And so we open it up, and it's like so hectic. Everyone's trying to it's like registering for classes.
Yeah.
That feeling. And so we ended up not getting Northside, and she was like, okay, what's the next best thing? And so we did Southside, Rudder Hall, and it's an all girls dorm. It's funny that we ended up there.
Yeah.
But it worked out. So
Talk to me about North versus South.
yeah. So North. So if you're not from A&M, or like you don't know anything about housing, Northside is very much like life of the party and restaurants and all the things, and close to campus and all the great things. And then Southside is more chill, tame. You have the core, and you just hear the core boys like running in the middle of the night. And I'm like, oh,
What is the core for people that don't know?
Yes, the core is people like ROTC members who are going to be serving outside like after they graduate. And so they all wear a uniform, and they live on campus all 4 years.
Okay, wow.
And so, yeah, it's very intense. It's a very intense program. Most of them actually don't get commissioned into the military, which I find interesting. I'm like, why do you put yourself through that if you don't? But it's a great way. They find their people there, and they love it. So yeah, it's basically just like a military ROTC thing.
Wait, so they don't get commissioned, meaning that like
Some of them don't. Like, and when I heard about that, I was like, why? But my brother did it for Texas Tech.
Okay.
And, but he decided to go into the Air Force, and they pay for your college too.
Okay.
And so that's a big thing.
Yeah. So that's like Southside.
That's Southside is the core.
More quiet.
More quiet.
What-
You have the rec center, which is really nice. Like you can throw a rock and hit the rec center, the Southside Rec Center, which is awesome. So if you're ever bored, you just go and run. You're like, oh, joy.
Go run around.
Yeah.
And then the North Side.
Yes.
Is like more
social. It's way more social. You're closer to Northgate, if that's your scene, and you're closer to the restaurants. And you're also a little bit more on campus, like where your classes may be.
Right.
Especially freshman year, you have more classes on central campus and main campus. So yeah.
So you also mentioned Century Square, which is like a big like restaurant.
Oh my gosh, love Century Square. It's the best thing ever. Like, definitely when your parents are in town, you hit up Century Square.
Okay.
Because it is just, they have like all of these amazing restaurants. They have, I go and work out over there at Orange Theory. It's just a great little place. They also opened up a new mini golf where it's like golf. It's like adult mini golf, like in drinks and all the things. So it's really fun.
And so you mentioned Northgate is in that area, right? So I'm curious, like, did you guys ever think about living off campus, like maybe in a Northgate apartment at all?
I think I had a really bad misconception of, in order to be involved, you had to live on campus. And so I think that was the main thing of like, we just wanted to live on campus because we wanted to be really involved. And now that I'm a senior, I'm like, okay, wait, you totally did not have to do that. Like, I think going back, giving my younger self that talk, if you are more introverted and knowing yourself, like if you want that space, to be like, you know yourself and you know you need time to recharge, then for sure live off campus. You're still going to be involved.
Yeah.
You're still going to do all the things, but you'll have your room to yourself, which is a nice perk.
So is that something maybe if you were to go back and into freshman year again?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it would have been something to consider. I don't know if I would have done it because I wanted to have like that, like just to say I was in a dorm, like, but I think it's something to consider for sure.
So going into your dorm experience, you guys ended up Southside.
Yes.
At Rudder Hall.
Yeah.
Talk to me about how that went.
Well, it was good and awesome because no matter what, like someone was on campus and there was something to do and events going on at all times. However, I struggled with like being on 24/7, especially with school because freshman year school is hard and you have your weed out classes and it's hard to separate that school and social life.
Yeah.
And so when you're on campus, you're like, okay, I guess I'll go study right now. And so you're just studying all the time and you don't have like that space to like separate that.
Yeah. So what is a weed out class?
So that's Chem 119. No, weed out classes are just like classes that are going to be specifically really hard because they want you to make sure that this is something you really want to do. And so a lot of pre-med students who say they want to go pre-med, which is me, LOL, like I wanted to do pre-PA and I took Chem 119 and I was like, never mind. Like, I don't like science, although I'm psychology and science, but it's a different type. So
interesting.
Yeah. So those are the weed out classes.
Yeah. So you said that you had a kind of a hard time separating social life and school.
Yes.
Looking back, do you have any tips for somebody that might be struggling with that as well?
Yeah, I think definitely not being afraid to reach out to friends, especially in class. Like you get their phone number and reach out to them because I ended up, after my sophomore year, I moved into an apartment and I ended up living with my freshman year friend that I met in my Psych 107 class.
Yeah.
And so definitely just not being afraid to reach out to people because everyone's in that same boat trying to make friends.
Yeah.
And it's that first awkward step of like, hey, do you want to like get lunch or something? And you just take it and you never know. And yeah.
And how would you balance like having time for yourself?
Yeah. Finding a spot in place because I lived in the dorm and I lived in a sorority house and finding that room to be separate from everything was really hard. I would like go in my car and find that alone time, but it was something that I valued and treasured because being by yourself is just like, you need that step back to just rewind, reset, self-care, all the things.
Yeah. So speaking of making friends and having a social life, talk to me about all the different orgs at A&M.
Yeah. So there's sorority and fraternity life, which is awesome. It's super fun. But what I wish I would have done was a flow or a women's org.
Okay.
They're like just as big at A&M. And so like, basically a flow is a freshman leadership organization. There's like 1,000 at A&M. I couldn't even like name one right now, but it's co-ed. Most of them are co-ed. And it's just a great way to meet like girl and guy friend group. And you do a bunch of fun things. You go on retreats, you get involved on campus. And it's just like such a big deal. And I wouldn't have thought that like going into A&M and just like going into a college, like I had never heard of an organization being just as big as a sorority or fraternity.
Right.
And so, and so the same thing goes for a women's org, which is basically like a sorority, but it's on campus. And so, and it's less expensive, which is nice. And so they have like women's orgs for your major. So it could be like pre-med women's org, or it could just be like a really fun women's org that are each different vibes and you test it out and you apply. So
Talk to me about the flows. Like, are those also broken up by like majors or is it like interests or?
Okay. So the flows are like all random. I don't know too much about it because I wasn't in one, but I do know that they're just like all co-ed and the questions and interviews that they ask you is more so like their vibe. And it's not like, oh, like are you good at leadership? It's more so like, what's the craziest thing you saw on campus today?
Okay.
And like, they want to just see your personality. So it's very much like a personality organization. It's not like anything intimidating or scary, but it's just
like
all
a friend
fun.
group? It feels
It's
like a
it's
friend
basically a friend group. And and they do service events, and that's very important, but I think they have to do service events to count themselves as an org.
Right.
But it's just really fun. Like they do intramurals, they do retreats, trips and all the things. And they also have like sophomores who lead the flows.
Okay.
And were in it last year and they applied to be on staff. And they basically just like lead the flow and they help you get involved and they help you. It's just like a glorified friend group. So it's awesome. It seems awesome. I would have loved to have done it.
Very unique. Yeah.
Yes.
So would you say that that's something, because you rushed sorority, right?
I definitely wish I would have done it because I think it would have been really cool to have that co-ed friend group. Also, it's cheaper than a sorority and a fraternity,
Right.
Which is nice, and it just seemed really fun. It is competitive, so I think I would have liked to have known that before I rushed, because after I rushed, I got settled in. It was like a month in, and then I wanted to apply to a flow, and most of them were closed already.
Okay.
And so you have to apply like first couple of weeks of school. Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. So let's talk about Rush a little bit. What was your experience like?
Yeah, I loved Rush. I found my best friends. I didn't like Rush Week. I don't think anyone likes Rush Week. If they do, then they're lying to you. But Rush Week is just a lot of emotions and all the things. But then afterwards, once you find your house, you find your people.
Right.
You're like, I love this. I love all the people that are in it.
Yeah. You went Delta Zeta.
Yes.
And then your sophomore year, you lived in the house.
Yes.
So talk to me about that.
Yeah. So a lot of sororities, like they don't most of them require you to fill the house, which means like a lot of sophomores have to make sure that all of the beds are taken. And so all the things. So sophomore year, a lot of my friends, like we decided we wanted to live in the house. We came from living in the dorm. So it wasn't that big of a transition for us. And so, yeah, it was a lot. It was definitely, you had to be, so I went from living in a dorm from being like school is 100%. And then switch to sorority housing life. And that is social 100%.
Yeah.
And so it was definitely a big adjustment. And you are living with your best friends.
Yep.
But you are just like, have to be on all the time. And so self-care was really important to find time to like go to my car and just like relax and have my alone time.
Yeah.
It's definitely hard, but.
Yeah. So your dorm, you shared a room, and then going into the sorority house, you shared a room.
Yeah. So both times I shared a room. And so it definitely like wasn't that big of an adjustment for me. However, like the older you get, you're just like, oh my gosh, we're 20 years old and sharing a room. It's a little difficult. Like it's hard. You got to find your balance. And thankfully had like a great roommate who was very chill. We were both like on the same level of like craziness. Like we weren't too crazy or anything like that. And so it wasn't too bad, but I do know like I was ready by the end of it to have my own room and my own space.
This episode is brought to you by Daydreamer, a coffee shop coming to College Station fall 2027. Whether you need your morning caffeine before your 8 a.m. or just want an excuse for a sweet treat, Daydreamer's got you covered. Swing by Daydreamer to meet your neighbors, catch up on some work, or study with fellow Aggies. All future residents of the J will get free coffee during the lease-up season. For an early look, come try Daydreamer in our pop-up, open right now inside the J Outpost. Want to stay in the loop? Follow us at Daydreamer Cafe on Instagram. Talk to me about like ways to make sure that it's a good experience sharing a room with somebody. Is like communication.
I think definitely setting boundaries and communication. Both of my roommates did like such a good job because we were friends and we knew that like in order to stay friends, we have to talk to each other and especially about like, oh, like what's bothering you, what's not bothering you and all the things. And also like, if you're introverted, I think it's going to be difficult. Like it's definitely difficult to share a room with someone if you find yourself that you like to be alone.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be hard, obviously. So you have to know yourself before going into it.
And would you say you're introverted or extroverted?
I'm definitely extroverted.
Okay,
so I was fine. I was like, we're chilling. But I know some people like who are super quiet and they like to have their alone time. And it was hard for them. It's a hard adjustment.
Yeah. Did you know anybody like that personally?
Yeah, a couple friends in the house, obviously. And some of them would just like go hide away in their cars. Like, I know I did that. I found my spot, my study spot, which I like didn't let anyone around me go to because I was like, I just need my alone time.
Like on campus?
Yes.
So you gatekeeped it.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you share it now?
Yeah. So now that I'm graduating, I'll share. But it's the bridge between the MSC and Rudder Tower. It's the second floor and it's the best spot ever. There's like elevators and it's silent because I can't have anyone like talking or music playing. Like I need it to be quiet. Yeah. And so there's like 6 tables there and there's windows and it's right there. So I love it.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
Any other spots on campus that you recommend?
Oh yeah.
Studying or just being alone?
Yeah. I think the new business building is super nice. Like I walked in, it's very modern. It's like, you just feel cool when you're there. And so I think that is a great place. And then Evans Library, which gets a lot of hate, but it is like a really nice like study spot to be alone. There's so many floors, so you can
Why does it get hate?
It's just like older. Okay. So it's just like, and there's also like the 7th floor, there's frat guys. That's the 7th floor frat library. I don't know. It's just like different floors are different vibes. Yeah. And so it's fun, but those are good study spots too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good to know. So going back to living in the sorority house, talk to me like what were the pros versus like what were some cons?
Yeah, I think the pros definitely was having a chef. That was nice. I mean, you are paying for a chef, so the price for it was expensive, but at least you had a chef and you had food made. Some of the cons were and also the pros, like you're living with your best friends, like you get to be social and someone is always down to do something and that's always really fun and sweet. Some cons were just that like you did have to be on a lot, and so I feel like I definitely got a little bit burnt out and just overwhelmed at times, and so that was a con, as well as the laundry rooms. Like there's only like 6 laundry washers and dryers, and that's hard. Like there's 32 people and 6, and it was just a lot, but that's okay.
You have to like wait a long time for.
Yeah, my roommate actually would do her laundry at like set an alarm at 2 a.m. and go do her. And I was like, that is so smart. I should have done that. Did
that alarm going off at 2 a.m. though annoy you?
No, I'm used to it. I have 2 older brothers. Yeah. And so it literally like I sleep pretty well. Like I sleep like a rock. Like nothing really bothers me.
That's helpful for sharing a room with somebody.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What was the laundry situation like in your dorm on campus?
Oh my gosh, I actually have such a funny story about that.
Amazing.
Very first day I move in, I do my laundry, all is good and right in the world, whatever. But I washed my phone and I like had my phone in the laundry basket and I put my phone in the washer and it locks. Like if you don't know, like the only way to unlock it is unplugging it. But I was freaking out and I was like, oh my gosh, my phone's in there. I ran and got the RA. I was like, how do I stop the washer? Like, it's not opening. My phone's in there. And she was like, I don't know. And I was like, okay, great. You're so kind. Nice meeting you. But yeah, I washed my phone and it broke. And so that was crazy. And now, like, ever since it tainted my first day of laundry. I'm like, and the next day I had to walk on campus with a paper map. I had to go to the library, get a paper map, and then ask people, where's this building? Where's Coldest? Where's that? And they're like, do you have your phone? I was like, if I had my phone, I wouldn't be asking you.
That's so funny.
So yeah, that was freshman year. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's a great story. That's a great story. Okay. Your junior year, you moved into an apartment.
Yes.
Talk to me about that. When did you guys start looking for housing?
We started looking, I want to say around November.
Okay.
So before winter break, it was ideal to have a lease sign just to take away that stress and pressure.
Yeah.
And so at first we wanted to live in a house in a historic area. It's very popular at A&M.
Yes.
However, the safety was just a concern for us. Not that A&M isn't safe, but we did like the idea of just like not like, I don't know, not living in a house and like not 6 girls living in one house.
Right.
All the things. So safety was a big concern. And so when we found an apartment that was in historic location wise, close to campus, we were like, okay, well, let's just live there. And yeah.
So you guys didn't think about a house at all?
No, not really. It was more so in an apartment.
Yeah, because I know that those houses are competitive to get.
Yes. So in order to get a house, from what I understand, is you have to like know the previous people who have the lease.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, what they do is like their sorority sisters will be in the house.
Yeah.
And they give it to their littles or something like that. So we didn't have anyone who we knew. And so we were like, it's fine. Like it's not that deep for us. And so we decided to do an apartment.
Yeah. Are there a lot of apartments in the area of historic?
There's only one in historic of the
and that's
that's the one that we're living in right now. The other ones are like across the tracks and not really considered historic. So
Did you guys think of any other spots?
Yeah, we considered some places in the cottages, which are further away. I think it's called the cottages. It's near the barracks. Yeah, that's where, just because they were houses and we were like, maybe we do like a house vibe. But it was just too far from campus. We wanted to be able to walk to the football games. That was a big appeal for us.
Historic is pretty close to campus.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, like how far of a walk? Or
it's 1 mile from the stadium. And so it's not bad. Like we can walk to class and do all the things. There is no bus. So that kind of sucks. I love taking the bus, but it's fine. We can walk or drive.
Good.
Yeah, I like the buses. A lot of people have horror stories about the bus, but not me. I mean, it's nice. What? They get in a lot of crashes because they're student drivers. And so, yeah, which is sad. Like, but they're just, like if it was a girl, I'd just be like, I'm just a girl. Like, I'm sorry, I couldn't drive a bus. But anywho, yeah.
Wait.
And like people will be like on their way to take a test and be like, sorry, my bus crashed. And I'm like, wow.
So that's pretty common.
Oh, it's common. Like it happens at least
they're just like bumping curbs, or are they like straight up?
No, I think they're hitting cars. Like they're straight up hitting. Like a car will brake and they, don't see that and they hit them. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. Have you ever been on a bus when it's like?
No, thank God. No.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all wanted to be in historic. What other things were you looking for in an apartment?
Yeah, I think the amenities and a pool is also super nice, especially on days where you don't have class and you can just get a nice tan on. And then a gym as well is really nice. So yeah.
So everybody living in like these houses and historics, like what do they do for gyms and pools? And
they most of the time will come over to our place, or at least the friends that I have that are in historic. They're like, hey, can you sneak us into the pool? And I'm like, sure, come on over. But yeah, or they'll just like tan in their yard.
Okay,
all right.
Yeah. And then did you live with girls that were in your sorority, or how did you find all of your roommates?
That I live in now. Yeah. So the people that I live with now, one of them was a friend from Psych 107 who ended up being one of my closest best friends. It's crazy. That's why I'm like really emphasize texting people from your class, because you never know where that friendship is going to lead. And then the 2 other girls, they were in the house with me. One of them was my roommate from the house, sorority house. And then another one was a friend from the sorority house. So,
Talk to me about that transition going from like sharing a room to like having your own room.
Oh my gosh. Best thing on earth. Holy smokes. Best thing personally, best thing for our friendship. Best thing like just all around, because you just get that time to recharge and do self-care. And I just felt like I had more time to like really focus on myself and then be nicer to other people. Because when you're like socially drained, you start taking it out on other people. And so I definitely like the version of myself where I had my own room and all the things to recharge and do self-care. It was definitely nicer.
Curious about the price jump going from like living in a dorm to living in a sorority house and then now like an apartment.
So I think the sorority house was about $1,500. And so you are paying for a chef. It was a lot of money. My parents, thankfully, they're paying for my housing. And then living in an apartment, I pay about $900. And that's with parking and all the amenities. And I think it's 100% worth it, especially because some of the houses in historic, they're about $1,200 is what you're looking around per person. And that's a 6-bedroom.
Wow.
So like 6 other girls. So like definitely like, whoa. I'm like, I don't know if I could do all that.
And and also too, like maintenance and everything.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Best thing about living in an apartment is the maintenance, or at least for our place. Like they come at a drop of a dime. Like you put in a request and they're there in less than 24 hours and it's fixed. And I love that because, I mean, I'm just a girl and I'm not about to fix my refrigerator. So,
so that's a big pro.
Yes, maintenance and safety is definitely a big pro about living in an apartment.
Yeah. What are some cons, would you say, about
my apartment specifically? It's a little bit older, and the gym is like, we've had some issues with the gym. It's just like, I don't know. It's not like the treadmills aren't calibrated right.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think that's a con, and a con is definitely living by the train tracks.
Okay.
I hate it with my whole life. Yeah. It's awful. You think you get used to it and you don't. Like I don't, at least. It's pretty bad. It like shakes your room.
Oh wow.
Because our apartment is just really close. Like it's directly across the tracks. And so it's pretty bad. You lose sleep. I invested in a good sound machine.
Okay.
But
yeah, that does sound intense.
Yeah.
So then you signed again for your senior year, and that's currently where you're living now.
Yes.
Do you find that a lot of people just stay where they are for junior and senior year?
Yeah. So from my experience with my friends and my own living journey, a lot of people from junior year on, they won't move.
Okay.
Unless it's like sophomore year, like they lived off campus and they'll just stay all 4 years or 3 years or whatever.
Wow.
So like once you find a good off campus housing, then you're pretty set. You don't, unless you have like a bad roommate, you may change roommates.
Yeah.
But other than that, like it was great. It was a good experience for us. And we were like, let's just do it again. I don't want to move all my stuff again.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm curious, if you didn't end up living in the sorority house your sophomore year, where do you think you would have ended up?
Ooh, good question. I mean, oh man, I don't know. Maybe Northgate. It's definitely close to all the things that I want to do, like social wise, and Century Square is really nice, and you can walk to campus. You don't have to get a parking pass.
Right.
Yeah. So maybe that, but I honestly have no clue because the sorority house brought me my best friends that I like take into consideration when I moved. And so, I don't know.
I'm curious, do you think Northgate is the spot for like underclassmen?
Oh, for sure. I think it's a great way to like go out, have fun, and it's a great environment. Like, even me, like I don't personally go out that much, but it's still like a fun place to be. All of our sorority events, like most of them are on Northgate. And so it's just like really close, like convenience wise to everything.
Why do you think upperclassmen they move out of that area then?
Maybe because the bars are like 18 and up, and most of them are. And so maybe that's why like it attracts a lot of freshmen and sophomore people. Yeah. And so but honestly, I have no clue.
Okay, that's fine. I'm curious, what's one mistake that you think students make when picking housing?
I think for my mistake that I probably would have made, or I did make, is that in order to be involved, you had to live on campus. And I just think that's not true at all. And also, like, know yourself and know who you are. If you're more introverted, it's okay to live off campus and get your own room. Like that's super nice. You're eventually going to do it anyway. Yeah. And if you start, like might as well do it your freshman year. So
Would you say like everybody on campus is like pretty friendly?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Everyone says howdy, like no matter what. And like, I feel like a lot of people, like they understand that we're all in the same boat of finding friends and finding community. And so like, if you were to go up to someone and be like, hey, what are you doing right now? Like, want to get lunch? They would be like, okay, sure, let's go. Yeah. And like, everyone's so nice and friendly. And I think that's just the Aggie way and spirit that we have.
You said Aggie spirit. Talk a little bit more about what that is.
Yeah, it's just, I can't even describe it. And like, there's this saying where it's like, from the outside looking in, we seem like a cult, but then like from the inside out, you just can't describe it. But like, it's just all their traditions and the community that we have here is just so strong. And so like, no matter what, like even like when you have your ring and you graduate from A&M, like there's this thing where it's like the Aggie connection will take you anywhere you want to go. And so no matter what, you can be in Germany and you'll see someone with an Aggie ring and you'll go up to them and you'll find a friend in them. And so like, it's just like funny. That's like the Aggie spirit of like, we're just so friendly and we're connected because it's a family. It's more of a family than a school. So yeah.
What is your favorite Aggie tradition?
Oh, good question. Okay. My favorite Aggie tradition would have to be ring day and getting my ring, because most schools, they don't really celebrate it as we do. Like my sister goes to Texas State and it's very like a ceremony, nothing crazy. But for us, we do a ring day ceremony where you get your ring, you bring your family and your friends and you take pictures and it's really special. And then afterwards you dunk your ring and that's where you put your ring in a pitcher of beer and you time yourselves on how fast you can drink the beer and get your ring from the bottom.
What was your time?
Above 3 minutes. I dumped it all on myself. My roommates were impressive. They were like 30 and 40 seconds.
Wow.
Oh, it's like people are like, it's like 5 beers though, like in a pitcher. And you leave it out for a couple of days so it's not carbonated. It's weird. And your whole family comes.
Leave the beer out for days?
Yeah, because you don't want it to be carbonated.
So it's warm?
So it's warm. Okay. It's warm, flat beer. Yeah. And it's weird to describe because it is a family event too. Like your family comes and they watch you chug a whole pitcher of beer. Yeah. So I think there's like a story to it. Yeah. But I don't even know it. I'm just like, all I know is you get your ring and you dunk. So
I love that.
Yeah.
So that's your favorite tradition.
That's my favorite tradition. It's super fun. And it means a lot when you have your ring, you feel cool. You're finally an upperclassman. It signifies 90 hours at A&M. And so you're technically classified as a senior once you get it. Okay. And so it's really sweet.
I love that. Yeah. So looking back, what is one piece of advice that you would give an incoming A&M student?
Yeah. One advice that I would give is get super involved early. Never be afraid to put yourself in awkward positions because everyone's in the same boat. And so just be that person to take the first step and reach out and make friends. And I think that's just getting involved super early is great because and also, it's never too late to get involved. I joined a Bible study my senior year, and like it was awkward at first because I'm like, oh my gosh, everyone has been doing this since freshman year. Yeah. But I made the best friends ever, and it was a great thing for me. So it's never too late. But also, if you can get involved early.
Yeah, amazing. So I'm curious, what's next for you after you graduate?
Yeah, I'm actually. What's next is that I'm getting my master's in mental health counseling at Belmont University, which is in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm moving in August.
Wait, so fun. Are you excited?
I'm so excited. I'm hoping all my friends can visit me because I don't know a soul. So
I feel like you'll be fine.
Thanks.
Friends.
Yeah.
For sure.
Appreciate it.
And then would you say that these were the best 4 years of your life?
Absolutely. I've met my best friends here and it just went by so fast. Yeah. Like it really went by so fast. And I haven't even processed not being surrounded by people that I love. And so that's going to be hard.
Well, thanks so much for being here today and talking to me. So excited for your next step in Nashville.
Thank you. Yes, I'm so excited. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.